You talking about good business. You allowing me to have OnlyFans, but you don't allow me to have sugar daddy, and I could be making way more money with that.
For the sugar daddy?
Yeah.
And what do you mean do it for the sugar daddy?
I mean,
You want to be a sugar baby?
there is also an agreement that you make between you and sugar daddy. Some of them don't have to have sex with you. They just want to like jerk off on your toes or have like
Hey, wait, you want to do that?
if some guy pays me $1,000 to jerk off my toes, I don't even have to get naked.
So then I get 990, right?
For him jerking off on my toes?
Yeah. I get 990, right? You get the 10 and I get the 990. Now, I'll be fair. I'll give you 100. You get the 900. I get the 900. You get the 100. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on another episode of Jesus Talks. Jesus Talks.
Why do you have to point a finger at people?
What? Because I like, this is the only reason why I have this camera angle. I never use that camera, so I switch. I switch camera for dramatic effect, all right, for cinematic effect. All right, anyways, I'm with my girl today, my beautiful Russian Mariushka. All right, good girl. Anyways, we're gonna be recording XQC. No, we're gonna be reacting to XQC. Andrew Tate talking to XQC about OnlyFans.
Who is XQC?
XQC is a streamer. I don't know how famous he is, but he's been popping up. He is one of Aiden Ross's colleagues, I guess. I don't know, like a friend. So okay. Aiden Ross set up a stream where Andrew Tate and XQC are going to be, they get into a heated debate, I guess, about OnlyFans, about women, talking about women and OnlyFans. And they're both against each other, so this should be interesting to watch. And I brought you as my guest so that we get a woman's
woman who has OnlyFans. Follow. The link should be in the description.
Exactly. And pretty much, at the end of this video, figure out, should I be getting paid for OnlyFans?
I can tell you this to you right now, so we can skip this 30 minutes.
All right, let's go. Let's react.
Small pebble at a time, right? So, also this motherfucker can laugh over here. You see next to me, Los Polos. He's laughing, but he said you were trolling, so you were joking 100%. But he's only a stuntman now because he's gonna be. Right? But he said you were wrong 100% about this, and so wrong that you were joking. So I don't know why he's holding his tongue right now.
What did I do?
I'm just saying.
It's a very particular scenario, right? You have to understand that the scenario in which I would take 100% is a very, very...
Okay, good question. All right. So right here, XQC.
Okay.
Right here, I think this guy's name is Polo. Obviously, the guy on top of that.
I mean, I know the rest.
Is Aiden Ross, and then... Andrew Tate. Great. Andrew Tate. All right, cool.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Killer one. In general, when I had my business, and I know you're saying that they only made money for me, they made money for themselves. I turned girls. I would actually sit here and say, as the biggest misogynist on this panel, I've turned more girls into multimillionaires than any of you. I've made girls multi-millionaires. This is 10 years ago at the beginning of all this shit, before OnlyFans, when webcamming was new. I took girls from Starbucks and made them millions and millions and millions of dollars and paid them fairly, never missed a single paycheck.
Okay.
I'm as feminist as you can get.
All right, so what do you think about that?
I want millions. Who'd I go to?
You want millions? So you'd go to Andrew Tate.
No, but then he's gonna make me have sex with his guys. That's not what I want.
All right. So then you don't want to do that.
I just want millions.
So what do you think these girls do for millions?
Something that you guys cannot watch on YouTube.
Exactly. So do you want millions like that?
I want millions without doing all that.
All right. So you don't want millions.
No, I want millions, but
not doing that.
But not doing that.
All right. Let's keep listening. But is he a misogynist if he makes girls money? Because a misogynist is a guy who hates women, right? Who's a prejudice against women. If you are a good businessman and you make a lot of women money, could you even be a misogynist?
No, but the way he makes women money could go against some of people's perspectives.
But
if it's okay with this woman, then it's their own business.
If it's consensual. Exactly. So would that make him a misogynist?
No.
Or is that good business?
Nothing that involves prostitution is a good business in general.
So porn is not a good business?
No.
Did you not watch porn in the metaverse?
No, because we couldn't find a good porn in the metaverse for girls.
All right, but the point is, you did watch one. You did watch a video.
Yeah, but they were sucking my dick that I don't have.
All right, but it doesn't matter. The point is, you watched it. It's good business. At some point, you watched it. Okay.
No,
yes, it's good business. So it makes money.
It's good business if you're talking about the money. Is it good business?
I'm talking about money. Good business is making money. Not morals, not ethics and all that shit. Right now, it's just good business is money. That's it.
Okay, if it's money, then yeah, it is good business.
All right, so it's good business. All right, and
But
if it's
it's-
consensual, if the girl agrees and the man agrees, that's good business, right?
Yes.
It's even better business if the man and the woman could agree and they can both make money. That's
If
good
they
business.
these girls want this and they fine with that,
then it's
go
good
ahead.
money. It's good money. All right, it's good money. So he's not a misogynist.
I was never saying he was a misogynist.
No, I know, but I'm making the point. Like,
Yeah.
'cause other people, he's calling himself a misogynist, obviously.
For me,
out of
misogynist is
sarcasm.
such a word that I still cannot understand the meaning completely.
It's so simple. I just said it like 3 times right now. It literally just means men who hate women, men who literally despise, like look down, like treat them like
But he doesn't do that.
exactly. That's what a misogynist does, though. You know, like in Egypt, when you went to Egypt and they're like, I'll buy your daughter for like 10,000 camels or some shit like that, right?
But that's not misogynist.
That is misogynist. Because they literally treat you like anything.
But that's
like
not
they want to just buy you
hating.
like slave. But you sign away your rights. You have to do everything that they do, that they tell you to do, and you're forced to do it.
Basically, yes, but then it's also up to your dad if he wants to sell you or not.
Okay, cool. So then it's your dad's choice. It's not your choice. It's your dad's choice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then if you're my girl, I make the choice for you if I want to sell you.
No, you cannot sell me.
Exactly. So that's
Only my dad
exactly.
can sell me.
Okay, so if your dad wants to sell you, he can sell you right now.
No, because I'm
Okay,
not Muslim.
Exactly. But that's the point. Is that's not.
It's
not
their
good.
religion,
But
though.
my point is that is what real misogyny is. These guys like literally treat them like slaves. They don't treat them like people. Like here, you get to be treated like an actual person. You have human rights. But like you said, when you go to Egypt, your dad literally tells you, "Hey, if I want to sell you, I sell you. If you're my wife and we go to Egypt, if I want to sell you, I'm going to sell you." You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to, right?
No,
Because you're my woman.
No, only my dad can sell me. You as a husband cannot sell me. I think.
Okay,
so
so
I'm not sure, but that's what I think.
okay, but if I wanted to buy another wife, can I go buy another wife? Can you go buy another man in Egypt?
Only if you are their religion, but you have different religions, so you cannot.
But do you understand the point of what misogyny is?
Yes.
Okay, so who's a misogynist?
The person who looks down on the woman.
Okay, name a person that is a misogynist.
I don't know any person.
Okay,
who's
so a person
misogynist.
who beats their wife, are they misogynist? Who only beats their wife?
Yes.
That's an example of misogyny. So just so you know, because you say you're confused, that's an example of it. So you know exactly what it is. So when you call somebody misogynist, think about things like that, like extremities like that.
Yeah, I got.
Like I said, I don't. Okay, there's no disrespect. Once again. Okay, I just feel like this is like the type of argument that goes like, I have 3 friends that are black when making certain comments or whatever. So I don't. Unfortunately, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me.
I don't
This-
get mad at you.
Okay. Well, respectfully, I think that is genuinely the same vibe, energy comment, right? Oh, I can't be against women because I helped 4 or 5 of them. Oh,
No,
I'm not against women because I made a couple of them millionaire or whatever the fuck, right?
It's not about being against women. I'm saying that the whole was a net positive for both me and the females. So you misunderstood my point. You think I'm making a different point, and that's why you've come to that conclusion. The point I'm making is that everybody who worked for me won. The only person who lost was the guy sending his money away online. That's fine. But for everyone who was associated with me, it wasn't exploitative because you made it sound like I only did it for me. No, the women who worked for me also made millions of dollars. Everybody who was associated won. Everyone won. All of them.
So you see that's what I mean by good business is when everybody wins. Everybody gets what they want. That's just good business in general. In anything you want to do. Good business means I give the client what they want and I get in return what I provide for the client, right? And everybody wins.
Okay.
So that's what good business is.
Yeah, for business activities or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I wasn't talking about that at all. All I meant was but fuck it. Let's just skip this tangent.
Look at how much the dude stutters, bro. He stutters a lot. He doesn't really know what to say. He's really frantic.
Is he for really like? I just don't want to say anything because I don't know. Is he always like that? And that's he's like dyslexia, whatever you call it, or dyslexia, or he just doesn't know what to say. That's why he acts like this.
I think,
have you seen his other videos? Maybe he's always talks like that, so you cannot.
Well, listen, I'm going off the reaction of what is happening right here and what I can see. I'm not right now. This is the reaction video that we're doing. So this guy clearly is trying to think of so many different ways to say what he's trying to say, but he's reacting off emotion. So he can't think about what he's going to say properly. He can't communicate it.
He's just completely lost.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He's so emotional that he doesn't know how to say what he wants to say.
Okay, so what does he want to say?
Let's just go back to the main argument you said. So I have more of a stake. So you think that in a relationship, you have a certain stake on your partner's income based on what that income comes from.
Well, depending on how they make it, absolutely. I think that in a relationship with a woman, if the man is with that woman, the main reason he knows he's with her is the fact that she is sexually exclusive to him. If you're with a woman and she's fucking everyone, are you even with her? No. How do you know she's even yours? Because she only sleeps with you, right? Well, if all of her intimate parts are now for everybody and they're purchasable, then I think you have a stake in said parts because those parts belong to you. She gives them to you when she decides to be a woman.
So what do you think about that?
I think that none of my body parts belong to you, even though we are in a relationship. My body is my body. And I am the only one who decides what I can do with that. And if you don't like the fact that I have OnlyFans or something, then we can break up type of thing.
Okay. But I'm the one who convinced you to get OnlyFans in the first place. Yeah,
I'm not talking particular about us, but if you want to talk particular about us, you are the one who convinced me. And now if you changed your mind and you're like, oh, I woke up this morning and I think that you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans anymore.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't approach it that way. My approach would never be, babe, I would never tell you, hey, you cannot use OnlyFans anymore. My approach would be very simple. It would be, babe, either you get rid of your OnlyFans or we're done. That's it.
I can only get rid of my OnlyFans if you completely give me all the money.
Exactly. No. I know. That's the point that he gets.
Then why at the first point I even need OnlyFans if my man gives me all the money?
Exactly. But I don't have that kind of money, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that kind of money.
So that's why I do have freaking OnlyFans.
That's a revenue I convinced you to get, right? In order to make a certain amount of money so that you can spend more time creating other content.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's the deal that we made. I told you to do that, right? If you stray away and do other crazy things, my thing is not going to be, babe, don't do this, don't do that. It's very simple. It's like you're changing the deal. So then either you change back because that's not what I signed up for, or we're done. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's the same thing you told me right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said if I tell you that you need to stop your OnlyFans, then you're breaking up with me.
If you don't provide me money, of course.
Exactly. So then that's the deal we made. So like a lot of people don't understand, like every guy has their level of tolerance in a relationship. Me and you, we made a deal about it. And I'm the one that talked you into it. So we have a mutual agreement on it, right? Because I know your intentions behind how you're using it,
mm-hmm.
right? If that changes, then we come together, we talk about it like a couple,
mm-hmm.
and then we decide what we can tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can't tolerate that anymore, and you can tolerate it, then like something has to change.
Yeah.
If you can tolerate it and I can't, then something has to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that's how I think like that creates a good functional relationship, right? That's how we have good like chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it really affects our lives. I never ask you about it. I'm never what the fuck do you, like, I don't want to get involved in that because
I think the only question you would ever ask is like, does your OnlyFans actually bring you any money? How much does it bring? Oh, great business, babe. That's
exactly. Like I'm never on top of you, but I'm never on top of you because it's not my business. I'm not providing any actual utility. I just convinced you to do it as a way to make more money so that you have to work less. That's it. And we agreed on what you would post, right? Because, and this is nothing.
We didn't agree of what we would post. I just said myself that I don't feel comfortable posting anything naked, and you were completely fine with that because, like,
exactly. And that's the level that I'm basically that we've agreed that we're going to tolerate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that kind of conversation I think is healthy for like a lot of people, because for me, like I see how artistic you are with the photos you take. So I never, and I know the intention behind you have every photo kind of has like a little story. You kind of have You set it up nicely. You set up nice angles and shit like that. Like, there are other girls that every time I'll show you or they pop up on like my TikTok or like my Instagram, you'll see those girls. You'll be like, oh damn, these fucking hoes and type shit. Because we both know. I mean, we both know that they're just putting their ass out
guys,
because they want attention.
The question, is it okay that he likes other girls' pictures on Instagram, but he doesn't like mine? I posted ass 2 days ago. You still didn't give a like to my picture.
No, I did like that.
No,
shit.
you did not. I did check today on purpose. And there was no like. Bro. There was no like.
Put money on this shit right now. Let's look right now. Hold up. Put money on this shit right now, bro. Yo. Hey.
No like. There is no fucking like. You piece of shit. And you like other bitches?
What other bitches, bro? What other bitches? Honestly, I'm not even capping, bro. I'm not even capping. I am never on Instagram like scrolling through.
How many comments you left underneath this post?
Yeah, on this one.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no. That's why I really thought, like, I left comments under this post. I was talking to some other female under the post. We were having a conversation because of the comment that you put down right here. Yes or no and why? Oh, ass pics, yes or no and why? Right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, like, we had a whole conversation. That's that side. Y'all could go see that shit. I made some good points there too. But my point is that, like, I know the picture is not meant to get a bunch of guys. Now, if you post like 5 pictures after that with just your ass out, like, for me, it's gonna be like, all right, like, I'm not gonna be dumb. Be like, why are you only posting ass pics? You get what I'm saying? Like, now I'm just like, all right, like, whose attention are you really trying to get? Are you doing this for you because you want to feel artistic and you want to do something creative? Or are you doing it just because you're vain now and you want to garner a lot of attention? Right? And that's what women do. Like, when they start getting a lot of attention, that's what guys do too, right? That's what kind of fame does to you. Like, the more attention you get, you just want to give them that. So for women, they over-sexualize their body. So it's like, you know, if you turn into that, like, that's going to be another conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like for me, if I gain a certain amount of fame and I get like too arrogant, because I'm already arrogant, that's a characteristic that I know about myself, right? I can get like too proud type shit. I got to check my ego.
But also,
to
the point is, you talking about good business, you allowing me to have OnlyFans, but you don't allow me to have sugar daddy. And I could be making way more money with that.
For the sugar daddy?
Yeah.
And what do you mean do it for the sugar daddy?
I mean,
you want to be a sugar baby?
There is also an agreement that you make between you and sugar daddy. Some of them don't have to have sex with you. They just want to like jerk off on your toes or have like
hey, wait, you want to do that?
If some guy pays me $1,000 to jerk off my toes, I don't even have to get naked.
So then I get 990, right?
For him jerking off on my toes?
Yeah. I get 990, right? You get the 10 and I get the 990. Now, you know, I'll be fair. I'll give you 100. You get the 900. I get the 900. You get the 100.
If you jerk him off.
I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing nothing, bro. I'm getting paid my 900 and you can keep the 100.
For what?
For him jerking off on your toes, bro.
No.
What do you mean no? And he could pay for the pedicure too.
Maybe he can pay for the pedicure. That's a good point.
He can pay for the pedicure, and I'll keep the 900.
No, you don't keep shit.
All right, fine. I don't keep shit. All right, cool. Then I'll get to fuck other bitches then.
Why?
Because another guy gets to jerk off on your toes, and you get paid for it. So I get to fuck other bitches.
That's completely different.
It is completely different, but that's a negotiation, right?
No, it is maybe negotiation, and you're proposing the deal, but I'm saying no. That's
exactly, bro. So so you have 2 options: either you give me 900 of the $1,000, or I get to fuck other bitches.
Or there's a third option.
No.
You can go and fuck other bitches, and I can go and get my money, and we just never see each other again.
And that's the third option for sure, and that's your choice entirely. I would never like not give you that choice. If you want to do that, you go do that. If I ever catch you doing anything on OnlyFans, if one day I want to just go look and be like, yo, babe, let me check your OnlyFans just because I want to fucking check it, and I catch you doing any of that shit,
and
you already know where you're going.
What kind of shit are you talking about?
Jerking off on some other guy jerking off on your toes type shit. Some weird.
How it could not be on OnlyFans? I can send him a picture. Whatever he does with it, I don't care. As soon as he
my point is, if I see any sus messages, I see any
what
of that
sus
shit.
messages.
But my point is, I didn't know you would even do that shit.
What kind of shit?
have another guy jerk off on your toes. You think I would be cool with that?
I don't do anything. I'm not even naked.
I'm not saying you're doing anything. I'm saying you.
No,
do you actually think I would be cool with that?
Yes.
You think I would be cool with another guy jerking off on your toes?
On my toes. I am not even naked.
Wait. What part of who I am makes you think that I would even be remotely okay with that? So could I go jerk off? Could I go get a massage and have some other girl jerk me off?
No, he's not touching me.
All right, but can I do that?
No, because she's touching you. If there would be a girl, for example, let's say she's like 60 years old and she'll be
All right,
like,
can I pay? Can I, can I get like a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old and can I just jerk off on her toes?
You want to jerk off on her toes?
Yeah, and I'll pay her $1,000.
Why would you do that? Pay her $1,000?
Would you be cool with that?
No, if she pays you $1,000.
No, if I pay her $1,000 and I jerk off on her toes, you'd be cool with that?
That's different.
No, it's not different. It's the same thing.
Because
if another man is going to pay you to jerk off on jerk off on your toes,
because he's paying business.
All right.
You taking money from the family.
So you see what you're trying to do. You see what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is you're trying to use one thing to be on your side, and then when it's the opposite side, it's like, oh no, it doesn't work. So that's obviously a double standard, right?
That's not a double standard.
That is a double
different
standard.
situation.
It's the same exact situation, bro.
Okay,
just I'm doing it for another girl.
Can I say it first? Because you don't even let me talk, and you just keep talking. And how am I supposed to give you my opinion?
All right, fine, fair.
My point is that if there would be a lady like this sugar daddy that comes to you and be like, oh, I want to masturbate looking at your toes and I'll pay you $1,000, I'll be like, babe, get your socks off. This bitch is giving you $1,000 just for looking at your toes. You don't have to look at her. That's not the deal. All you do is put your toes out and you get $1,000 in 15 minutes.
Yeah, nah, babe. You think I'm fucking dumb, bro? That's fucking hilarious. You think that some guy is going to just let you jerk off on his toes and he's not going to be like, bitch, I'm going to give you $10,000 to fuck? And then how do I know you're not going to be like, oh yeah, because it's $10,000? Like, that's the exact mentality you're giving me right now.
No, because that's different. That's why I gave you
but that's exactly how it could escalate, bro.
You see, you don't let me say again. I'm telling you, I gave you exactly an example about the toes because I'm not ready to do anything else. That's why exactly I said that.
But you're ready to do that.
It's toes.
Nah, bro. That's wild, bro. Nah, I don't know what makes you think I'm even remotely okay with that.
What is wild?
That's wild, bro. That is honestly wild. I don't fucking know. What the fuck? All right.
Now open the setup menu and go to audio import.
Where the fuck the video go?
Right. So there's a price that you're taxing your loss of privacy.
That's a way you could put it. I mean, personally, if my woman were to come to me and say she wanted to do OnlyFans, I'd just say no because I'm not.
Okay. Then.
But example.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, respectfully, let's have let's try to upscale that discussion and see what kind of stake would you need for your girl to suck another guy's dick.
I would never tolerate that on any level. So that's too far. But
there's a price for the pictures and the loss of intimacy.
Correct.
For me, it's a black and white thing.
Chad, for $1 million,
once you lose a certain amount, you can lose more of it.
Would you let your girl suck a dick?
I understand what you're saying.
Yes or no?
But to me, it's not black. Because pixelated pictures on the internet are very different than sucking.
So obviously, nah, bro. Obviously not. You, how much would they have to pay you for you to suck another guy's dick?
I'm not sucking anyone's dick.
All right, cool.
Actual dick. So I would never let my girls be prostitutes. None of the girls who ever worked for me ever prostituted. I've never associated with a prostitute. I don't associate with porn stars. None of that kind of.
All right, you heard that?
Yeah.
So he said he's never ever had any girl do anything else like prostitution or escorting. What do you think?
That's his choice.
No. But you were assuming in this beginning of the conversation, you were saying, oh, but what do those girls do for him to make those millions of dollars? They would be sleeping around with other men and doing other crazy shit, right?
No, the girls who he does business with, yes. He's talking about his girlfriend right now.
No, he's talking about the girls that he's done business with. Listen.
No, he's asking your girl.
But I had
lose more of it.
Would you let your girl suck a dick?
I understand what you're saying.
Yes or no?
To me, it's not.
No, that's
because pixelated pictures on the internet are very different than sucking an actual dick. So I would never let my girls be prostitutes. None of the girls who ever worked for me ever prostituted. I've never associated with a prostitute.
None of the girls that have ever worked for me have prostituted. Did you hear that?
I did not hear the part with like.
Okay, you gotta hear it again. Listen.
$1,000.
Once you lose a certain amount, you can lose more of it.
Would you let your girl suck a dick?
I understand what you're
Yes
saying.
or no?
But to me, it's not black. Because pixelated pictures on the internet are very different than sucking an actual dick. So I would never let my girls be prostitutes. None of the girls who ever worked for me ever prostituted. I've never associated with a prostitute.
Yes. None of the girls that have ever
basically
worked
he's
for
saying
me
that
have never
all the girls
prostituted,
that
have
work
become
for him
millionaires, yes.
become millionaires through just posting pictures.
Posting pictures and doing cam stuff online.
Yeah, but cam stuff is prostitution because you basically do porn. They ask you to like masturbate, finger yourself, and all this stuff. What is that for you? That's okay. So you would be fine with me doing this on camera, but you're not fine with me getting cum down my toes.
All right. At what point did I ever say any of that?
Said what?
You just said, "Oh, I'm okay with that." When did I ever said I'm okay with that?
No, but you said that. Oh, you see, these girls don't do this. Like they don't even do this.
But at what point did I ever say what you just said?
Okay, so
I never said it, right? So you just assumed it. You just like said you just thought in your head and you just said it.
No, because your intonation and your emotions, that's all showed me that you were like, okay, you see, these girls are doing webcam. That's how they make millions.
You see what you're doing? You're projecting your emotions and you're trying to make it seem like my emotions. The reason why I said what I said was because in the beginning of the podcast, you assumed, right, that the women that were making money off him, correct? You said they were doing other things. So the reason why I said, oh, they're only doing cam girl stuff, not prostitution, in the way that I said it, was to prove that point earlier that you were assuming. The same way you're doing now, you're assuming
but
that
the
I
cam
feel
girl
some kind of way
stuff
about
is
it.
prostitution.
But I never said that I'm okay with that. And I never said that. You just assumed that again. You get what I'm saying? You're assuming a lot without like actually doing it. Okay. But you get it. Fair, right? Fair game.
Porn stars, none of that kind of shit. But I had very wholesome girls with pictures of their titties on the internet 10 years ago who made themselves millionaires. Yes. And now they are happily married with somebody or whatever. Or some of them are still with me. It doesn't matter. But I was never like getting girls to prostitute or hardcore pimping along that line. I use the word pimp because I had a lot of women who worked for me and they were all beautiful and it sounds cool. But truthfully, I don't even really see myself in that regard. I think I'm less of a pimp than most corporations. The girls who work for me, 50%. You don't get 50% at the cash register when you work at McDonald's. Okay,
people can be pimps and companies can be pimps to a certain level, right? Which has anything to do with you being a certain level of a pimp. I think if your girl is doing something, an activity of her own will, I feel like taxing her that's being a pimp, like quite literally. You are pimping at the wazoo. Yeah, you are pimping.
I understand.
You think that's pimping? Like basically, if I make money off your hobbies, am I pimping?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I'd say that's reasonable. I say that's logical, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'd say that's logical.
Maybe you've never had the kind of relationships I've had with my women, but any woman I'm with decides to, by her own free will, submit to me because she sees me as her intellectual superior. She sees me as her life superior. She looks up to me and she respects me, and she sees me as and for that reason, if she were to come along and say do OnlyFans and I said no, she wouldn't do it. But if she insisted on doing it, I would sit here and say, look, I'm unhappy with you doing this, making a bunch of money off of parts which are supposed to be intimate only for me. If this is going to happen, I need to have some kind of compensation for my unhappiness. Yes. And she would understand and she would pay me. But this is not a scenario I need to be involved in. This is just a hypothetical, right? But all the girls who worked for me, they were not romantically involved. They were girls who decided to make a bunch of money and they came to the best of the business, which was me.
So you would be okay with then paying them for their discomfort in other areas then? That'd be something that you're open to?
Sure. I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I think that all men do naturally anyway, right? I understand your point you're making, so let's extrapolate on it. You're saying that if I do something that they're unhappy with, I should give them money. Well, the point is, I think that all high value men do that naturally anyway. If you take a billionaire on a boat.
Naturally, it's kind of indirect of a term. It naturally is more indirect and more like intended, right? Since for you it's transactional and intentional, then in this example you have to use the same framework for that example. Same framework as being agreed upon. So let's say I don't want to be too gross right now. You're with a goal and you want to do something. You're okay with the thing of saying, okay, well, I kind of want to do that. I'll give you 10K.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think it works exactly that way, but I think that all men, especially high-value men, are already in a transactional relationship to some regard, and that's not a bad thing. That's natural human nature. And the point I'm trying.
What do you think about what they're saying? Do you even understand what they're saying?
I understand what they're saying, and basically he's saying that if the girl doesn't want to do something, and you're like, okay, you feel discomfort, like, and I can pay you, would you change your mind? Basically, like he's basically saying that he should pay them if they feel uncomfortable. And
then that would be a form of prostitution, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can't do that. So the thing that I read in Dan Bilzerian's book, right, is that basically he hires like model agencies. And they're already paid. It's like basically like a career for them. They're like models or whatever, right? And the fact that they get paid already, and like dad never has to tell them, oh, like have sex with me for this amount, right? They just want to do it because they know that if they please him, they'll get money anyways. And then he rewards them with like stuff. So kind of like the way like you train a dog. Like here's the treat, right? Here's the money.
Stop comparing.
No. But this is what he does. He calls it intermittent positive reinforcement. That is the strategy that he uses, right? It is a way in which you train someone or something to do something over and over again, right? Every time let's just say you like to run, right? Every time you run 3 miles, I give you money. And then you're like, oh my God, I want to run 3 miles again, right? So it's like every time you suck my dick, I give you money. You're gonna be like, oh, I want to suck your dick again, right?
Oh my God, if every time you'd give me money for me sucking your dick, I'd be rich already.
That's facts. But do you get what I'm saying? But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see how it's like different. Like regular guys can't do that. But if you have money, women are incentivized, not necessarily just by paying them, but you already paid them. They just want to please you so that they can stay around. Because if they don't please you, the second the guy gets bored with you, he's just going to replace you. So he creates kind of like a competitive environment. And then he kind of trains them to keep seeking that attention. Because the women are narcissistic. They're like Instagram models. They only care about vanity, their body, and pleasing.
Yeah,
and getting money.
Is misogynist vibes.
How is it misogynist vibe if the women choose to do these things? They choose to go to him and be like, hey, I want to be a Ignite model, right? And then they get paid to be an Ignite model, and then they get to meet Dan Bilzerian.
But the way he feels about them, the way he's like, oh,
the way he thinks about it,
yeah,
like, you mean positive. No,
the way he thinks about this woman, like, oh, he doesn't care. He treats them like things, like they're things. Oh, I don't like you anymore, then I get another thing. Oh, like you don't satisfy me anymore, then I get another thing. Oh, you aged, well, then I get another thing. And it's all things. Like it's not the personality, it's not emotional, it's nothing.
Okay, that's true. I think that strategy that he's using, right? It's not misogynistic because we already went over what misogynistic is, which means you hate women. He's not hating women if he's paying them to literally and building their careers and building their Instagram following, right? He doesn't hate them because when they leave and the contract's done, then they get to still make money off other brands. He's literally built their brand for them. So it's not misogynistic, but it's a mutual agreement. So it's like, it's also not good for Dan Bilzerian to do that if he wants to build a monogamous relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like one-on-one. Because imagine going from like 10 girls and like always being pleased to having to be with one girl and actually trying to communicate and like be emotional with her. You get what I'm saying? Like that's harder for him to do. That's all I'm saying.
That's on him.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Is if you're a truly high status male, if you're a billionaire with a yacht and you have 10 girls on that boat, the woman who's in love with you is going to let you fuck 9 other women in front of her because she gets to be on a billionaire's yacht. She gets to go to private islands. She gets to not have to work. She gets to run around on jet skis and take Instagram pictures. So to some degree, are you not paying her for her compliance? To some degree, are you not rewarding her for her being in a situation that she's not completely happy with? That is natural human nature, and all high status males do it.
Okay, as much as I would agree with you,
bro,
that would
cut him off, bro.
That would be a part of something, right? Part of some sort of fulfillment, right? I would like my partner to be fulfilled in all the ways that I like to be fulfilled in a relationship. If a girl's only with me because she's fulfilled in this money way, but she's lacking on a bunch of other shit, what's the point?
So let's swap the hypothetical. Let's say you're in love with a woman, she comes to you and she decides she wants OnlyFans. What do you say?
Okay, so I've had a lot of things about OnlyFans before. A lot,
bro. Answer the question.
I personally, just because I think it's just gonna kind of annoying. I wouldn't go into it knowing she's doing it.
So
right?
So if your girl came to you and said, no, your girl's not already on OnlyFans. You're with a girl and she's seen OnlyFans online. She decides she wants to start. She comes to you and says, I want to become an OnlyFans chick. You're going to say, yeah, go for it. Don't give me a penny. Go for it. Get rich. Show your titties. That's going to be your answer?
No, I just say, this is kind of annoying. It's an annoying thing. I don't fully agree with it, right? So it'd be kind of cold. It's cold. I don't like it.
You see, like, our approach is different, where it's like, for me, it's like a deal. For him, it's like, oh, like, it's cool. Like, kind of just like ignoring, like being ignorant about it. Like, I'm not ignorant about it. I'm fully aware of what you do. And I know the extent at which it's at. And I don't feel the need. I trust you enough not to check up on it. You get what I'm saying? And the way he looks at it is different. What do you think?
This guy just doesn't feel comfortable with that. He's probably just feels insecure in himself, and he feels that that's kind of gonna affect him. So I guess that's why he just doesn't want to have a woman who's gonna do that.
And you just base that off insecurity.
As well, it's like
I think a lot of women just use the term insecurity to not explain things. Like, they're just like they just think that's the easiest term to just regard men. And I think insecurity is a good word to use in certain scenarios, but you have to have a good understanding of why you're using it. Here, I wouldn't say he's insecure. I would just say he doesn't know. Like, he's just ignorant. He's just more like, oh, like, yeah, go for it. I'm not going to argue with it. That's her thing, whatever. And like, I think that is dumb, because I think those guys are the guys that are going to get played. I think that girl that just gets to freely do it without the guy being involved, then guess what? Then she has that mentality of, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get paid $10K to do this. And the next thing you know, that guy's getting cheated on. He's getting fucked over behind his back. Right?
That's your scenario in your head.
Because he's ignorant, though. That's what happens. Where a person who doesn't communicate with a person in a relationship.
That doesn't mean that it happens. That's your scenario in your head.
Yeah, but you're setting yourself up to be in that position. Do you get what I'm saying?
But it doesn't mean that this girl's going to do that.
Okay, but if it's easier for the guy to take less risk for his girl to do that, and less risk for him to get fucked over, if he and his girl come to an understanding, correct?
Absolutely, but it's also about the trust.
Yes, bro. What, like, how do you, if I communicate with you, it's because I trust you. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like you keep throwing words in there. Like, we've already covered. I covered it. Like, I said it already. Like, obviously, in order to communicate with you, I need to trust you to do these things. Because if I don't trust you, I'm just not going to communicate it with you. And if I don't trust you and I'm not communicating things with you, then I'm going to be fucking other people. And at that point, we're just not even going to be together. You get what I'm saying?
But you can communicate, but it doesn't mean that you have trust.
What do you mean doesn't mean you have trust?
Like, people communicate in a relationship, but they can still have in the back of their head things of like, oh, I don't trust him. He still might do something shady.
Yeah, of course. Everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because you're saying, oh, if I'm communicating, obviously I'm trusting. I'm saying that communication does not mean trust.
No, but but if I communicate with you specifically about what's bothering me, right? Because I'm telling you about my feelings, it's because I trust you. I don't trust random strangers with my feelings because I don't care about their opinion, because I don't trust them. But I care about telling you my opinion, how I feel, because I trust you. You get what I'm saying? I choose to share things with you because I know I can count on you. Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, like, for him, it's like he doesn't care enough to be involved in that aspect of her life. And that's how they can, maybe she has good intentions. Maybe she goes in with like, oh yeah, like it's okay. But then she starts to see the money, and then maybe the guy starts treating her like shit. And then she just starts doing other things. You get what I'm saying? And then there's no communication there. So it's important to draw out those reasons, because that's how I put myself in a better position than he is. Either way, they both have their risk. I can still get fucked over. You can still choose to do those things, right? Because it's your choice. I'm not forcing you to do nothing. It's your choice. But because we have that open communication, I'd expect you not to act that way, because you have respect for me. You have respect for me because I trust you and you trust me, right?
Yes.
And I have respect for you. That's why I don't get involved in your shit. Right? So that's a mutual understanding. Like that's what we have in our relationship. And that's also I need other people to understand like in a relationship. Like that these are things that I think about like entirely so that I don't get fucked over.
Well, this is the point. So I think it's you're and I understand this is really interesting what Train said earlier about internet language, because when you make a point, you have to be very, very careful with what you say. It's almost like politicians speak. But you're saying it's annoying. I wouldn't like it. Well, I'd say you're not allowed. That's what I'd say. I'd say you're not allowed to be on OnlyFans if you're my girl.
Okay.
And if you are here.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't like it, and if it escalates to a point, I guess I would break up. But that's not like the I don't think that's the main point though. What is that? What does that prove? I think it's just lame. It's generally lame.
Hey, all right. So the point I'm making here is that it's a situation that most men don't want to find themselves in. They're completely in love with the chick, and she decides to do OnlyFans. We're in a hypothetical situation. Saying I'd break up with the chick is a boring answer. So assuming you have to stay with the chick, that's the parameters of the question.
Yeah, that was our first thing. Pretty much like, yo, like. That you just break up with her. You don't force her not to do it. You just break up with her. And he said that's the boring answer. So let's see what's the other answer is.
Make the question interesting to answer. My answer is that I need to be paid for her to be doing OnlyFans. That's the answer in the hypothetical situation. Your answer in the hypothetical situation is it's kind of annoying. I don't know.
There are parameters to this. There's a bunch of parameters around that. It would be like, I hope she's not doing it because of lack of fulfillment in certain ways in our relationship, because that's a fucking problem. I wouldn't want my partner to go to places because she's craving a part of something she isn't getting in our relationship. As long as the thing takes away from a relationship, right? And the framework remains the same, then I guess it's kind of chilling. But that's kind of how it comes to OnlyFans, because people do it for a lot of reasons and a lot of other ones. So it's kind of
do you mind me asking you a question? How old are you?
26.
Okay, let me blow your mind, young man. Women love men they respect. And let me tell you this. And this
facts or cap, babe. Facts or cap?
Women love the men they respect.
Women love the men they respect. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Good. We just need a woman's opinion. Do you respect me because you love me?
I do respect you and I love you, but I do not respect you because I love you. I respect you for other things.
Okay. Why do you respect me?
Because of the way we built our relationship, because of the way you treated me, because of the way you're trying to build your own life. I see all the green flags.
Okay.
And that what makes me respect you.
Okay. And why do you love me?
Because I do have feelings emotionally attached. Like I'm emotionally attached because of everything that we go through together.
If you didn't respect me, could you still love me?
I don't think so.
So then it goes hand in hand. You respect me because you love me, and you love me because you respect me.
No, I can respect somebody else and not love them, but I cannot love somebody without respecting them.
You can respect somebody else and not love them.
Yes.
But you cannot love them. But sorry, what was the last one? but you high or something? No, I'm not high. I'm really not high. I'm really into the combo.
But you cannot love the person and not respect them.
Okay. See, I like the way you said that. That was a good response. No, it's good. I really do understand your perspective.
Natural. This is evolutionary. It's biological. This is why women have certain even basic things like height, right? They're designed to be attracted to it evolutionarily because they respect larger men because they're more likely to be better at fighting. They're better warriors. Women fall in love with men they respect. Not even men they like that much. It's men they respect. Men.
So that's funny. He just brought up height. All right. And obviously, I'm the tallest guy in the entire fucking world. So it doesn't even matter. I'm at fucking 5'5". So 5'6".
You 5'5" and I'm 5'5".
So listen, so he's basically saying that like women give respect to men that are tall. Is that true?
It could be one of the points, but it also depends on the woman.
Exactly. So like
some of them, they like have a principle that their man has to be bigger, taller. I don't know, like.
Did you have that rule before you met me?
Yes.
Okay. So how did my height not become a convenient thing?
Because I haven't seen you for a month while we were talking and I already got emotionally attached. So it was too late to think about the height when I saw it.
So had you met me and you seen my height, you would not get emotionally attached?
No.
Really?
No.
See, this is where I would call cap, bro. I would just call cap because I just personally think that I am just a great sly talker and I'm just a fucking smooth criminal with the words that I say and the way I get you into my circle and the way I bring you into my life and the things I make you feel. All right. This is how I know you have respect for me because I don't give a fuck. Every girl can say in the world can sit here and tell me in my face, I do not date men that are 6'1", and I promise you I will be clapping cheeks if I wanted to, right? If I so choose to put in that work.
Listen,
right?
my point
I'm
is
just that confident.
If we, instead of like talking for months, you would just like invite me for a date and then be brave enough to go right away. And then I see you and my nose is right here. That's not happening. I like it,
you see?
And I'm telling you why. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Because I do not get turned on.
Okay, I understand.
That's it.
No, I understand.
So,
but you still get turned. But you still get turned on. Listen, everything you're saying is like this is just what a lot of women say, and that's why the biggest advice that goes around in the red pill community is like, don't listen to what women say when it comes to dating because you women will say something but will do something completely different. You get what I'm saying? What you're saying right now is you're saying something, but the result is this. You know what I'm saying? You're not with
because
no 6'1"
I told
guy,
you because I haven't seen you.
But I understand that. But my point is that you say something, but the result is different. It doesn't matter. Everything in between is bullshit because we can make up any story in between. But you say something and the result is different. So my whole point is the fact that I knew how to get to your emotions. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to get in here. I knew how to slide in. You know what I'm saying? So
it's because I'm not a New York City girl. That's it. There is a lot of things that work in your favor.
And that's true too. And that's because I didn't realize how selective I was. But when I had spoken to you, like I knew you're not a New York City girl. And that's really what made me very intrigued because I don't get to meet a lot of girls like that. So for me, it was also a time in COVID where I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to try to rush the fuck because like I know she wants to get to know me more. So once our communication opened up, I was like, okay, babe, like I was just more like, I was like, damn, like I'm actually telling her a lot of things that I wouldn't tell other people. So like you opened up that line of trust for me. So I was like, all right, you know, like, and I don't feel emotional because I'm usually very, very highly selective. So when I felt your essence that you weren't like New York girls, I was like, you know what? I'm talking about her more often to my other friends. I think this is something I should pursue. I'm almost like manifesting it. And I put a strategy to get you and I got you. Yeah, strategy, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, like it's my master plan. Like, what do you want me to say, bro? Like if we get married and all this shit and have kids, bro, like that's exactly how I'm explaining it to our kids. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's how I see it. So women can say what they want to say, but when you listen to all the things I say, you know why you feel the way you do. I'm just saying.
Because they're friends. Men, they respect it. Say fuck. And let me tell you something. If a girl were to come to me and say, I am intent on doing OnlyFans, and I would say, I'm uncomfortable with you doing that. I don't want you doing it. She says, Andrew, I love you, but I'm going to do OnlyFans no matter what. I would have to put together parameters and a framework in which she still respects me as a man or we're over.
Bro, you see, like, that's kind of crazy, bro. Like, that's kind of insane because I feel like this is exactly what we just did in this podcast. And he's saying
about the money. It's about the fact that you are my woman. I love you. You love me. And you're going to show me enough respect as a man that if you're going to get naked on the internet, you're going to at least reward me in some way. There's not going to be all these men paying you money and you making a bunch of money on the fucking side sitting in my house without me getting shit. Because that is disrespectful. And I would not allow her to disrespect me, not just because of my ego, but because of her own innate ability to not be attracted to somebody that she doesn't respect. If you were to come along and play things your way, if a chick were to come to you and say, I want to do OnlyFans, you would say, well, I don't like it. It's kind of annoying, and she started doing it, she would fucking leave. The girl is more likely to stay with me taking all her money than she is...
Facts or cap? Would she leave?
Yes, she would leave.
Yeah, she would leave, right? All right, now it's what he says next.
You keeping all her money, and that may not make sense to you, but one day you will understand.
Okay. I'm gonna find
that last part.
Do OnlyFans, you would say, well, I don't like it. It's kind of annoying, and she started doing it. She would fucking leave. The girl is more likely to stay with me taking all her money than she is stay with you keeping all her money. And that may not make sense to you.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with the fact that she would live.
But you don't agree with the fact
But
that
I don't
she
agree
will
with the
give
fact
money?
she would be happy and giving the money away and like stay there.
So
None girl is happy giving money to.
So
the
right
man.
now, if it was in my heart desire to be like, I don't want you to do OnlyFans anymore, in order for me to have that peace of mind, essentially, right? Like if I felt that way, I would have to pay you so that you could stop doing OnlyFans. That's essentially how we would get it, so that we would both be happy, right? I would have to supplement that income.
Yeah.
Correct? And then you'd stop doing it. Okay, cool. So you see, like that's a negotiation right there. You know what I'm saying? Because we're both happy. Both parties are happy and both parties get what they want. You want money, so I need to provide that money for you to stop doing it if I feel that way.
Because I don't feel happy doing OnlyFans. I do it because I need money. If you provide me money, then I'll be happy not to do that myself.
Exactly. And to be completely honest, my goal is to literally provide for not just you, but for my entire fucking family, bro. For my family in Ecuador, for my fucking cousins, for my fucking mother, for you. Like, everybody gives me everything. I want to make enough money to cover all your basic necessities, so that y'all don't have to do any of that. Y'all can literally do what y'all want.
Basic necessities. So Gucci bags are not basic necessities.
No.
You're not covering them.
Gucci bags are not basic necessities.
Exactly.
But there will be a budget for all the presents I will get you.
You see, that is also a negotiation.
Wait, did you just listen to what I said?
Yes, there will be a budget
for all the good things that I want to reward you with.
Exactly.
Okay,
but
good.
like in this case scenario, if you don't give me
So boys, donate. Give me some money so I can give to my girl.
everything that I want, that means that I have to have my money on the side so I can get everything that I want.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can do that, bro. But again, like we said, like, you know, you can go buy that through OnlyFans, or you can go buy that through your other.
Oh
your
no,
other
I'm not
account,
saying
your
that I
other
have to
business.
go it through the OnlyFans. I can do it through other
Through other
businesses.
businesses. Yeah.
I'm just saying that don't expect me that from my other business I have to give you a cut as well.
I would really, like, when it comes to business, I would really only expect to get a cut if I directly, obviously, give you something for the business. You know what I'm saying? Like even for this,
If you invest, basically.
yeah, like right now, like you're investing your time in this podcast, you're doing this shit, right? If this shit blows up because of us, like our dynamic type shit, obviously I'm gonna compensate you for it. You know
No,
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying?
mean that if this shit blows up or no. I still spend my time for this.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean if it's gonna blow up or not. My time was already gone.
Oh no, wait, we already agreed that you're getting something for this, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, so I didn't mean for you to think that I'm not doing that, but I am doing that. But what I'm saying, my point is that, like, if I provide something for your actual business, right, that's like takes up my time, then yeah, I expect to get compensated just because that's good business. You know what I'm saying? The same way you do something here, like you don't even need to ask me, because I already know that's the right thing to do, because that's good business and that's also respectful of your time, right? And it's like, to me, that's just, I separate like that business aspect from like our relationship aspect. So it's like, I think that's like the healthiest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? All right.
One day you will understand.
Okay. I'm gonna fire back at you and just say that whatever my relationship is lacking, whatever amount of respect that I'm losing, and whatever amount of privacy that I'm losing, you can't put a price on that. You can't revert that with money. You just can't do it. I want to feel fulfilled, and what fulfills me is that my partner is fulfilled, and we're both on that like equal mindset, right? And you can't exchange that with money in a transactional way. You just can't. Doesn't matter the amounts. Doesn't matter. It does make me.
You see, that's where I said, what do you think? What he's saying?
Honestly,
It's kind of confusing what he's saying.
it's very
right?
confusing.
It's very confusing, because again, like I said, he's a very emotional
can't-
dude. He can't communicate clearly what he's trying to say. But the point he's trying to make is that you can't mix relationships and business together. And that's essentially the point that I was making, is that they need to be separated. And he is saying that he cannot take those things apart, in which we just agreed we could, right? Or we have to separate like business and relationship when it comes to business. Because if I do something for your business, I expect to get compensated the same way you do something for me. You expect to get compensated as well. If I feel some kind of way about your OnlyFans, then I have to buy out that income that you're making. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's mutual respect and it's benefit, and I agree with it. You get what I'm saying? Like I completely agree with it.
transactional, my friend. And to sit here and pretend that because things are transactional means there's no emotions involved isn't true. Life is transactional. If I'm completely head over heels in love with a woman and I love her with all my heart and I'm ready to take a bullet for her, it's still a transactional relationship. She still provides things and I still provide things that satisfy both of us. You do not sit here and stream for free. Life is transactional. So to sit here and pretend that things shouldn't be transactional is asinine. That's not the way the world works.
So yes, yay or nay? Take W or not?
Yay, absolutely. And
Yay.
he actually said, remember I told you, I was like, I believe Aiden Ross paid him for the stream. And he was like, oh, you don't sit here and stream for free. I was like, okay, here's the answer.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
In the world is transactional. Even if I give money to charity, even if Train gives this lady who's massaging me 100,000, he's doing that. One, for clout. Two, because he gets to feel good about himself. He isn't. It's not pure charity. He gets to win too.
Actually, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. No, I gotta say something. It's not for clout. If you look me up, I'm actually hated and everything's justified that I do. But it is for the feel good. I get a high from it. The same high I get from gambling, I get from giving. My dick gets hard. So that's transactional, but it is not for clout. I don't give a fuck about it. Just trust me. Do a little research. It is not the clout part, but it is the high part from feeling good. Continue.
I think that's true. You definitely get a certain high because you're giving somebody else something. And this is also what Dan Bilzerian talks about is like when he gave one of his first fans like $1,000 and like he felt something, but they just seemed like they were excited because they were excited and he didn't expect that reaction and he didn't expect how he was going to feel. So he started giving his family members a lot of money. So for me, it's like, that's why I kind of feel that way is because like, I feel like I work so hard for the reason that I want to be able to literally just give out. Like I want to pay it back. Everything like you guys, like everybody that's in my life, I want to be able to pay it back in a way where they earned it too. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they've earned being in my life. And I feel like if that wealth comes around me, I want to be able to spread it most of all with like my network, with the people that have stuck with me and have been with me and have dealt with my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's worth something because it's taking up time out of everybody's life.
That's also the feeling that I get when like I get Christmas presents for you and you always like, oh, why do you have to like do all that, or like random presents, because I always give you some random little things.
I told you specifically because that is one of my like insecurities, is literally the fact that I feel like when somebody gives me something and I don't give it back, or like I don't give more back, it makes me feel like I owe them something, right? And it just makes me feel bad because I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna get you something. you get what I'm saying? So it's like when somebody gives me something, it doesn't make me like fucking like happy. It really kind of makes me in a weird fucking way. It makes me fucking miserable. But babe, the way what I like about you is not, I like your gifts, but I don't like your gifts as much as I like the way you give them to me. I enjoy. You don't know how much joy I get from how you give me the gifts.
And how do I give them? Oh, the creative.
The creative way, in which you give me the gifts. Like you literally wake me up. I think one time you made me like kind of like do like an Easter egg hunt. A quest, or like the thought you put into them. Like like I said, it's not so much the gift itself, because a lot of times I won't even know what the gift is, and I'll be like, damn. Like for example, something as cheap and as affordable as a kettlebell has literally made my body like way better. Like just a 25-pound kettlebell. And you know, I was saying like, it's not like $500, like $800, but like that's made immense change in my life. So it's like the way in which you give me those things.
And you were against the wallet, but you still love it now.
No, I do. Especially, I do love the wallet because you know now I have this thing, and if it's perfectly in here, you don't have to flex it. Now I gotta flex it, but my point is that like I enjoy those. That's what I really enjoy. I don't enjoy the materialistic things, and like when people just give me things, that's what I don't like, because I feel like I owe them back. But the way in which you give me things is like what makes me feel really good about it. So that's why, I mean, I've always wanted to just give people back when I feel like I've earned a lot more than I really need. Because I feel like I'm already at the point like I don't need any more. I don't need any more money. I just need cash flow coming in, and I want to be able to build upon with that cash flow. So yeah, that's the way I view money.
It's the same with me. Romania has an orphanage problem. A lot of orphans. Every single Christmas, I go down to the orphanage with the Rolls Royce, give $100,000, whatever. Am I the fucking nicest man in the world? Well, yeah, but also I feel good. I feel good for doing it, right? So like transactional. So to sit here and say things shouldn't be transactional is asinine. That's not a right paradigm. You must view the world in a transactional sense. The world is transactional.
Yeah, but you're being a little bit obtuse, though. You are deliberately obtuse about what the nature of how we use transactional as a term. You're just saying, oh, it's all a transaction. Yeah, of course. Then everything in life, if it goes one way, it comes back the another way. That's transactional. So everything is. But that's not how we use the word transactional. Transactional is more of not an indirect. It's more of a direct thing. I'm doing this for that, right? That's how we normally use transactional. The way you're saying is just, oh, it's an exchange of brain chemicals. I'm doing this and I get this brain reward, right? As an exchange. That is obtuse.
Fine. Let me change the way I ask you the question, right? Because what I'm actually, and once again, you're only 26. You are smart. I can see you're smart, but you're 26. So if I were in your position and I had disagreed with everything that Andrew Tate had said, and Andrew Tate was going to come on a stream, first I'd have a list of everything he said I disagree with. You don't even have a list. So you haven't been very professional about your approach in this. You don't even know most of the things I've said. You're just saying this about, it's all very general. So in future, please.
Say it again. Sorry about that. I was fucking distracted by bullshit.
Fine. And fine. In future, make a list of all my points you disagree with, so we can be more systematic in our approach.
Oh, agreed. The problem is that you're a gish galloper. You're a professional at it. You're really good at doing it. Gish galloping, you do it dang, 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 and then it's kind of hard to catch up because once we talk about something, it's already too late.
Cool. Well, let me tell you what you're doing, just so you.
Do you think he does that? Do you think Andrew Tate gallops a lot, like around the questions?
Yes, all the time.
Because that's the thing is, I listen intentionally what he's saying intently. And I don't think he's galloping. I think it all makes sense. It's almost like a perfect poem or whatever, like written together with like a topic sentence, a hook, a topic sentence, putting together the evidence and then has a conclusion and he sums it all up. And it may take like a parable or like a little story. Sometimes you can go on tangents for like 2 minutes, but it all comes together nicely. What this guy is doing is this guy is just like da 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 like ba ba like da da. So this guy, a lot, and I don't understand what he's saying.
This guy, I don't understand what he's saying. Exactly. He's ridiculously bad.
Get water.
But then Andrew Tate himself, I do think that he's galloping sometimes. He just jumps from topic to topic, and if there is something not in his favor, I believe that he is trying to kind of switch the conversation. I've heard him doing this, not all the time, but that happens.
All right. My thing is that if you see it in this stream, just call it out, because that's what I really want you to do. I don't want you to just not say anything. Call it out. If he switches it, call it out, and then make the point, because that's how you're going to be smarter. That's how you're going to understand. Oh, these are the points that I disagree with him on.
Okay.
If I walk into NASA and I say that going to space is too expensive and too dangerous, and they say, well, yeah, I agree with you. And I say, okay, this is bullshit. And they go, well, what's the alternative? And I cannot present an alternative. That does not make me a fucking physicist. That does not make me an astronaut. That makes me a jackass.
So, for example, right now, his question was exactly about, turn it off because we cannot see your head.
Oh, shit.
The guy's question was, your definition of transaction is wrong, because the transaction is I give you something, you give me the money back, and basically Andrew Tate wants to be rewarded for a brain chemical, right? That's what the guy said. And now Andrew Tate is talking about everything else but the fact that he wants to be rewarded by chemical. So either you say, oh yeah, I do think that it is a transaction for me and I could be rewarded for my chemicals in my brains or emotions or whatever, or just be like, oh no, you're wrong and this is why you're wrong. And now he's like, oh, let me give you an example, and he goes to some NASA conversation and everybody already forgets what they were talking about in the first place.
Okay, but did you so you might be right, because everything you're saying is correct, right? But you didn't let him finish the analogy. So you have to let him finish the analogy and then make the point you just made. Because if the NASA analogy, right, that he's about to make right now, and the point you just made, if they don't come together, then you're right.
I'm just saying
we haven't heard
also,
that yet.
Because this guy's saying he's galloping, right? Mm-hmm. And he is. Just say this thing straight, because you start walking around, give other examples, and instead of making your sentence and your point in 30 seconds, it takes fucking 30 minutes for you to say whatever you have to say. And I'm not even sure if he's going to say it.
Yeah, okay. And that's what I'm saying, is that you stopped the video before he could say it.
Okay, let's see.
And we're going to see right now. But my point is that he already made his point. in the beginning, you usually make this point. He is just giving this analogy so that the guy could understand. He's trying to give a different scenario. So he's like, so that he can.
Yeah,
make the guy
but the
understand.
guy disagrees with his.
Yeah, because the
point.
guy's not listening, and then we're not listening right now either. And we're gonna listen right now.
Not propose a better alternative, then you have no point to make. Agree with you. And I say, okay, this is bullshit. And they go, well, what's the alternative? And I cannot present an alternative. That does not make me a fucking physicist. That does not make me an astronaut. That makes me a jackass. So if you cannot propose a better alternative, then you have no point to make. And this is the point I'm making with you. The parameters of the question are you're in love with a woman who decides to do OnlyFans. You can't break up with her. And I have also added another
You see how he went back? He used that analogy very quickly,
okay.
and then he went back.
Don't lose the point. Keep playing.
parameter. You want to retain the respect and the authority in the relationship. You think that taking money in said situation is completely unreasonable and unfair. Fine. What is an alternative which is superior? And if you cannot name one, then it is the best of a bad choice. It may be an unfortunate situation, but it's the best move in a bad chess position, and you must still make the best move. If you have a better move to make, I'm open to hear it. But if I'm in love with a woman and I'm not going to break up with her and she comes with me and she insists on doing OnlyFans, my answer to retain my control and my respect in my relationship is for her to pay me. That is my answer. If you have a better one, my ears are open.
Okay,
So yes or no? So did he make his point?
I think it's not a direct answer. I think he misguided him.
Okay. What part did he say? What part was the misguided part?
Because he didn't say exactly anything about like, oh yeah, the fucking transactional point is wrong. He just said, which is a great point as well, but it's not the answer to his question. He said, oh, if you don't have another alternative for me to do with this woman, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because he's saying that the transactional part, right, doesn't make sense. It's not a good analogy. And he's explaining that there are no better alternatives. So because the other guy cannot give Andrew Tate an alternative that fits with Andrew Tate, right? Because my alternative does not match Andrew Tate's position. My alternative is, hey, I'm going to negotiate with you. I'm going to reason with you. I personally don't care about getting the 900, right? Because we've negotiated our terms and what we feel comfortable with each other. I'm not Andrew Tate. He has different rules that he wants with his girls, and he's allowed to have those rules for himself. Those are his standards, and he shouldn't be shamed for them. He shouldn't be mocked for them. That's what works for him. It's not gonna work. His terms are not gonna work for me, obviously, right? If I say, babe, give me 900, you're gonna be like, no. Why? Because I don't provide anything for you. He's in a position where he can, so it makes sense for him. And the other guy is basically saying like, oh yeah, like no, that doesn't make sense in any scenario. And that's why he made that analogy. And that's how he brought it together so that I understood that very, very well. And like, I think you did too. So.
Like I said, whenever somebody does OnlyFans, it's because there's what does that come from? Like, it can be a lot of things of why they would do it. Only money or some sort of fulfillment or whatever, right? Some sort of fulfillment.
So for you, it's not fulfillment. It's not money because you don't like doing it. It doesn't fulfill you, right? Mm-hmm. It's not the attention of money. It's more of the time that money saves you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the time that money saves you. So that's what he's not going to say because they don't understand that because they're not in your position. They're not in your shoes. They don't live your life.
Right? If they're doing it because they're lacking something in the relationship, they're taking something away from the relationship. Yeah, that's a fucking problem. I guess break up. If I'm that uncomfortable, I'm not going to put a price on that. I'm not going to be fulfilled in something and spend my entire life with somebody and be committed. There's no price you're going to pay me to be deluded that we're at the same level of commitment. Break up. End of story. No alternative. One alternative, break up.
So he's basically saying that like we should break up in less words. He's basically saying there's no like negotiation that we can make, no transactional value that we can make. If we feel uncomfortable, we should just break up. So it's basically like if I feel some kind of way about your OnlyFans, he's basically saying I shouldn't pay you because our relationship shouldn't be transactional in that sense, and we should just break up at that point.
It's up to every single couple.
Exactly,
he cannot say
exactly. He cannot say that.
And
exactly.
he cannot say for anybody else.
Exactly. And that's the only point they're trying to make. And that's why I think this conversation is important for like a lot of people to see because they don't understand us. You know what I'm saying? And they may go through something and they're like, I don't know how to talk about it with my girl, blah, blah, blah. But I'm here talking about it with you. And we actually build from this because we learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. But you don't want to talk about guy jerking off on my toes.
I told you I'm not comfortable with that. We're not doing that. And I told you we would only do that if I get $900 of it. and then you get to keep the 100.
So then I disagreed with that. So then
Exactly. So then there's no negotiation. That's it. Either you agree with that, or it's that way or the highway.
So basically, you're saying that if I'm not giving you 900, then we're done.
Then we're done. Yeah. If you go do it, we're done.
Interesting.
That's how negotiation works, right? Because then I'm not comfortable with it.
Basically, it's not negotiation. It's just like negotiation is when you try to find the ways and like you will.
Let's compromise.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm willing to compromise. You're not willing to compromise.
That's not compromising. You're taking 99% of the. That's not compromising. That's you bullshitting.
Okay, so then 500.
50%.
Yeah.
Why 50%?
Because I just want 50%. That's what I want. I'm
you cannot
compromising
just
now.
say, "Oh, I
went
just
from
want it." You gotta explain your reasoning behind it. Why?
My reasoning would be I'm uncomfortable with it. Maybe I'll feel a little more comfortable at 500, and I'll give it a chance. That's my reasoning behind it.
How 500 is gonna make you feel more comfortable about it?
Because then I'll at least have $500.
But
and I can ignore my feelings for 500. Basically, that would be like the reasoning, and that's not healthy either. But like, that would be the reasoning behind it. You're giving me this question now. I've never thought about this because I've never taken it seriously.
Yeah, because it sounds as you like I'm not comfortable with that. But if you give me 500, I become comfortable with it.
No, I don't. But would you take it? Would you take the offer
for $500?
Yeah.
I would have to think about it.
Okay, cool. So the only thing, obviously, this is not happening. Obviously, the negotiation I just told you is a lie. The fact that you're just willing to be open to negotiating about it is just right there. We're pretty much like, that's how we're compromising. You get what I'm saying? Because now, if I were to be willing to negotiate and you're willing to negotiate, then now we can make a deal. You get what I'm saying? And that's transactional. And what XQC is trying to say, that's why I'm going back to the beginning point, is that he believes that we should just break up. That we shouldn't try to be making these transactions. We shouldn't be trying to have these.
Yeah, but we already said that this guy's wrong. So what
exactly. No, I'm just going back to that because you brought up the OnlyFans thing.
I will not put a dollar amount on that. I will fucking break up and move on. And the fact that you can put a price on your lack of commitment or whatever you think you're lying about, because if they make it OnlyFans,
it's not about the money. It's the principle, chat, right?
X, what he's saying was a hypothetical. He said in a real normal world, it's like, no, we can't. No OnlyFans, we break up. It is what it is. What he's saying, there's no breakup in this scenario. No breakup. What is the alternative of the transaction?
No, I said break up. That's alternative. You fucking break up.
This is hypothetical though.
Also, actually, he's saying it's not about the money. It's the principle behind it.
His hypothetical is no, like in a situation where you guys aren't breaking up, and it's just you need some. What are you gonna do instead?
I have hundreds of millions.
I said broke up.
Okay, cool. Okay, well the point is I have hundreds of millions of dollars, and if my girlfriend did OnlyFans and made $2, she would pay me my $1, and that's because it's principle. It's not
principle. Yeah.
Okay. Bro. Yeah. Still fair enough. But you can't, in my opinion, that the nature of that behavior of putting a dollar amount because of some lack of whatever the fuck is stupid. Money. It's an alarming logical conclusion. It's just bad.
What else about me do you find alarming?
No, I'm just saying it's alarming. That's it.
Okay. What else about my views or things you've heard me say or my attitudes or my life approach?
Oh, my girl can't go out. That's fucking alarming as shit.
My girl can't go out?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's discuss this.
That's a whole nother conversation that we're not going to get into, bro, because I think we had a lot of juice today. All right, what do you think, babe? What are your conclusions from that conversation?
I think that...
It's crazy, an hour, 12 minutes.
Yeah, and you were like, we gotta make it less than 30.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to get this heated. I didn't think, we were going to disagree, and I didn't think there was going to be a lot of conversations that came up on this one that, I think we discussed it open and honestly. I mean, like, I don't know what else I would really say about that.
I think that the fourth guy didn't have to be there.
Excuse me.
There was...
Or the guy with the blonde guy?
No.
Oh.
The guy who didn't even say anything.
Oh, the purple guy. Yeah,
the purple guy.
Yeah,
who the fuck is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then there was somebody on the phone, and I wasn't even aware about it.
And there was a whole another guy.
This whole thing, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then so this guy came unprepared, and he was just throwing accusations that were not having anything like a background. So I don't know if he's making it up or it's for real happen. And then Andrew Tate is just sitting.
What accusations did he make?
Like, he basically was saying, like, oh, you, Andrew Tate, are, like, saying this, and that, and it's completely wrong. And then...
But he was saying that.
He probably was, but I wasn't sure because this guy was unprepared, as I'm telling you. So for me, like, he could easily say there, make it up, and I wouldn't be sure if that's true or if it's not true. He could be like, oh, I've watched this podcast and that's what exactly you said. Explain or whatever he wants him to say.
So, all right, what else did you think about us? Like, how we reacted to it?
I was definitely irritated at some point, and I wasn't happy at the beginning, for sure.
All right, so how do you feel now that was over?
I think that it's great that we've talked about it, but there is nothing new. Like, I knew before that we are communicating about things like that. So obviously nothing is happening behind nobody's back.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I mean, I think the only thing that we learned about each other is that you're pretty much willing to have another guy fucking jerk off on your toes. But I mean, that's it. And like, honestly, we've already agreed that you're not doing that. But like, besides that, like, you're right. Like, we have this mutual respect for each other where we agree and we're able to talk things through. And I think that's what, like I said, I think that's the most valuable thing. The fact that we can sit here and watch this, we can argue about it, and we can still go in the room and fucking have sex, no problem. And fucking still wake up and still do our routine and still do what we have to do. It's a normal thing that couples do, bro. Like, life is not perfect. Like, I definitely felt uncomfortable at certain points. And that's just how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just fucking life, bro. You got to fucking you got to roll with the punches, bro. Life ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to listen to everything you want to say. She's not a fucking a dog to obey every single she's not a robot or a dog to sit here and obey every little fucking word I have to say. She's a human being. She's going to naturally want to argue with me and feel some type of way about it. And I'm just not gonna get reactive. I'm just gonna sit here, listen, fucking be cool as a cucumber.
Oh, hell yeah, you did get like a reactive. What you mean?
All right,
as soon
listen,
as I saw toes and jerking off, your face got red, your ears like...
No, I did, bro, because I was not I didn't know you were being serious about that. But my point is that, like, those are challenges that as a man you don't want to listen to, but you just have to listen to it for the sake of, I respect you and I want to hear what you have to say at the very least. I'm not going to just put my foot down, because that would be the other way. It would just be like, I'll get loud. I'll get in my feelings and I'll be like, yo, I'm going to put my fucking foot down. Bitch, you can't do this shit. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other way. That's where it can get to. And that's where I think it's toxic.
No, then this video wouldn't go further than
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where it would get toxic. That's where I would say it's like misogynistic. Because that's where I'm not even giving you a voice. I'm just telling you what to do. And you don't,
a lot of the
get
time, you don't
feelings.
even let me say. Before I tell you, shut the fuck up, let me say. And that's when you're like, okay, you're right. You have a right to say it.
Yeah, and when you do that, I let you speak. Because then I know...
So why don't you let me speak at the beginning at first without interrupting me?
Because sometimes I do this where I like talk over and like I want to get to the point and shit. But you tell me and I lower my tone, all right? You let me know that, and I do lower my tone. When I feel like it's uncalled for and you're trying to sun me, then I'm like, nah, bitch, I ain't playing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know when I'm being fair and you know when you're being unfair. You know that.
I am always fair.
All right, baby. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Jesus Talks. Later, guys.